Hello YouTubers, this is Cessnaace and this is another package video. In the previous video I had mentioned a science fiction series that originated in Germany and had hit over 1,000 novels, and it had been reprinted partially in the US by Ace back in the 70s. They only got as high as 119. I was remembering about 140, but the reason is that after Ace quit publishing Perry Rhodan in English, a very small company, I don't even remember their name, started putting them out in the same format as the German editions that translated into English. But after the original German publisher saw some examples, they yanked the license away from them, and Perry Rhodan has been unavailable in English ever since. However, reading this book, I find that there are not 1,000 Perry Rhodan novels that have been published in Germany. They are now over 2,200 novels. Just real quick, I'll just jump on this, give you a preview of what I was going to do. Those over there with the rest of those, and a little bit more housekeeping. My wife went to Disney World over the weekend. We're annual pass holders, and sometimes she goes, well, frequently she goes on day trips with the girls. For health reasons, I can no longer go on day trips. I have to have a day of rest before and a day of rest afterward, or else it's not pretty. She picked up this for me. This is another volume of The Muppet Show graphic novels. This is Off the Road. Published by Boom Kids. And anybody who's been to Disney World knows that they have collector pins, and they have thousands of collector pins. Some are exclusive to specific parks. For example, the Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Animal Kingdom, Hollywood Studios, formerly known as Disney MGM, plus their water parks. They also have shops at all of their resorts. There are at least 12 or 13 resorts now, and some of them are exclusive to certain resorts, and also some of them are exclusive to certain times, such as Star Wars weekends. And they also have some that have only available to annual pass holders. And they had a limited edition lanyard that, sticks several of these on the lanyard. And it was a Star Wars lanyard, and it was only available for 2 days to annual pass holders, and we weren't there on those 2 days. So anyway, should I cover this package first, or this package? I think I'll go with this one. I've got several orders outstanding at let me get this started here. The NES done. I have games for the NES, the Sega CD, and the NES. Also got some games coming from Japan for my Japanese Master System. And he got this order out fairly quickly. So I made it just prior to the weekend, and here it is. This is an NES game that was never released. It's a completed prototype from back in the day, but it was not released. Here it is in a fancy case or on wheels. Now I always pronounce that Jalico, but I've heard it pronounced other ways too, but I'm just going to go with Jalico. Now you can probably tell that this is in a clear case, but that's only to protect the regular style case, which is inside, and I'm not going to try opening it right now because it would take me either too long if I did a careful job of it, or I could try and rush through it and perhaps damage something I don't want damaged. And this was a tad pricey, $50, but that included free shipping. Okay, I know what this should be. Something I won off of eBay, or some things I won on eBay. I can't really say won because they weren't auctioned, they were buy it nows. This is pretty much what I'll stick with these days. Okay, everything inside is bubble wrapped. This is going to slow me down. I have to say that because my kids love popping bubble wrap. And actually, my wife does too. Should I show them one at a time as I open them, or just get a pack of them going here? I'm going to slice my finger up. And as I had a event that happened when I was in high school where I had the tip of one finger cut off, but sewn back on. Thank you, Army doctors. We were living on an Army base at the time. I still have the tip of that finger, and you can't really tell where the stitches were unless you really know what you're looking for. A really nice job. I've been thinking about doing vlogs again, but I don't know what all I would cover. I've had some paranormal experiences in my life. I've had some very close approaches with death. I have, mostly to my long time in television, met several celebrities. Of course, I've talked before about the fact that I took flying lessons. Twice, actually. The first time I had to stop for financial reasons, and the second time I had to stop for health reasons. Really excited to get these because this sort of thing is extremely uncommon for me to find. Some of you out there might be thinking when I show these, who cares? Well, I do. Most in the last one. Although they are still in the original shrink wrap, so being totally open. Okay, I've mentioned in the past that the premier company for releasing older films on video has always been Black Hawk Films because they always maintain their own film elements, made their own prints and so forth, and they handled their own video transfers when they were releasing VHS and Betamax. And they went out of business, I think it was sometime in the mid-80s. But at any rate, these are all from Black Hawk Films, and they're all still sealed. First up, we have a film from 1934 starring O.P. Hedge, Henry Hull, Sidney Fox, and Humphrey Bogart. Midnight. This is a 24-minute video called Zigzag Triumph of Steam, narrated by Jack Kelso. This is a wonderful tribute to the more than 120 years of the history of the steam engine in Australia. Next up we have legendary personalities. Haley Cessnaace, George Bernard Shaw, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, and other fascinating greats of the 20s and 30s, coupled with, I can't see that first name, something Lars News at this historical and informative package offers both the serious and light side of the pre-40s years. 60 minutes, black and white. This was one of Black Hawk Films' downfalls, I think. If they had released their videos in fancy color cases, they would have been seen in stores more often than they were. In fact, I never saw them in a store. High Green from 1983. Runs 22 minutes. The seller knew absolutely nothing about this title, and I don't either. That's all they had to go by. And a British film from 1937, well, released in the U.S. in 1937, released in England in 1936. It was released in England as The Mystery of the Mary Celeste. In the U.S., it was retitled The Phantom Ship, and it stars Bela Lugosi. Mystery of the Mary Celeste, made in England in 1936, was released in this country in 1937 under the title The Phantom Ship. The story is based on a true account of one of the strangest incidents ever recorded in maritime history. For lovers of the sea will also enjoy a chilling mystery still. We might add, not officially solved in over 100 years. The Mystery of the Mary Celeste is an excellent offering. 64 minutes, black and white. So I will add this to my ever-burgeoning collection of Black Hawk Films videos, and still have a long ways to go because there are some I used to have that I no longer have, and I've been trying forever to find them. Black Hawk must have been around longer than I thought, because this is copyright 1988, the Black Hawk catalog. You probably can't make that out. No, I can't. Okay. When I get the Sega CD that I ordered, I will show. When I get the NES game that I ordered, I will show. When I get the 4 Sega Master System games that I've ordered, I will show them. And when I get the 2 Japanese games for my Japanese Master System, which are should be winging their way from Japan even as we speak, well, when those come, I'll show them. Until next time, stay awesome.